story no clear like this? Like, we don't understand what is actually happening in Osun State. There was a figure, the ex governor said he left for the Osun State people, the Osun State government. He mentioned that he dropped 14 billion naira for the state government in cash for him to rule the state. Like when OYETOLA was leaving the position as the governor, he asked to publish that he left 14 billion in cash for the state government to use it to run this administration, this new administration. But now story no clear, because this new administration, they had an auditing, which ADELEKE said they should have an auditing, so they'll be able to know what is actually in and what is actually out. Like, they should be able to know what they actually have in now. Their values are different from themselves. The value ADELEKE said they have now is different from the value the ex-governor said. Even the ADELEKE had to say there's a lot of debt which was being which is on ground already for the Osun State to pay. So ADELEKE has to make this known to everybody. He said OYETOLA left 76 billion debt, says Osun's government. The Osun State government has said that the immediate past administration left a debt portfolio of 76 billion in unpaid salaries, pension and insurance commitments. A statement signed by the spokesman to the governor, Olawale Rasheed, obtained in Osogbo on Thursday, said the figure was given by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Mrs. Bimpe Ogunlumade, while briefing officials of the new administration on the financial status of the state. The breakdown of the salaries and pension-related liabilities as disclosed by the Permanent Secretary as follows. There's 29 billion salary owned, 45 billion also for pension, and also 554 million for group life assurance scheme, total of 75 billion 805 million naira. So the statement reads in part. It further said the disclosure was contrary to the claim by the ex-governor OYETOLA that he left a sum of 14 billion in cash for the new government. The story no clear well for that side. Like, because why will you be saying you left money? If you have to publish this when probably there will be an auditing, from the new government, and everybody were even expecting ADELEKE to declare the amount he met on grounds, which he finally did. But on the contrary, it was debt that said is available. The Osun government already have Osun State already had a debt on ground which is around 76 billion naira. So, the state government stated that the figure was not the total debt left by the past administration, as briefing on other sources of liabilities had not been completed. Meanwhile, the state governor, ADELEKE, has ordered the submission of salaries scheduled to relevant office within the next 24 hours. A statement by a spokesman, Rasheed, stated that ADELEKE issued the directive after taking briefing from the state Ministry of Finance. Top official of the ministry had attributed the delay in salary payment to the failure of some agencies to submit their salary schedule on time. So Governor ADELEKE he consequently directed immediate conclusion of the processes, affirming that his administration is averse to inconveniencing the delay as forced on the state workforce. The statement concluded. So there are a lot of comments. People will make a lot of comments like, that someone said that's the reason OYETOLA quickly published his own account report before he left. He knew it was a lie. All his top officials also ran out of the country. Never heard of any government in Nigeria leaving money to the next governor. Shock. There are a lot of comments on this section. Someone said that's the governor. Please don't let this deter you. Dance your way through it. Thank you. So, there are a lot of stuff which people felt it's wrong. From Shola to OYETOLA, them rip Osun State, no be small. ABC na your mate. A lot of comments. So what I felt personally is, why will you declare a wrong figure, which probably they were gonna work on this, they're gonna check this, because you said you left a money which you publish immediately you're about to leave the government. Also, all your top officials has run away. Let me say run. They've left the country immediately. They left their position. Probably they are scared of being arrested by the EFCC or something, because you claim you drop a certain amount. So when the new government they check their scheme, their auditing, they saw new value, which was even a debt to the country. So like seriously, the story no clear like this. Like the story no clear. We don't even know which one to follow. But anyway, like waiting we go still follow na ADELEKE, because na still him be the na still him be the new interim the new governor of this country, of the state rather. So now him go still follow on this level, because someone is just saying, why will you just lie about something which is actually glaring, and people will know about this, that it's actually a lie, that you're just making you're just trying to play on people's intelligence, which is actually wrong. Like it's totally wrong. You should have just dropped the value, or even you shouldn't say anything about it. Probably he felt ADELEKE won't be wise enough to take his own auditing before starting work. So we see the reason as this country will be. So which way Nigeria, like who should we follow? Is it the APC government that is actually bad, or is the individual? Because I felt if this is actually true, it's a big slap on Osun State people, it's a big slap on Nigerians, because they published a figure, and when they made their own auditing, it was actually different. I think there should be a way to just discuss this, probably to make a debate or probe or something about this, because it looks not fair. It looks unfair. You should actually make mention of this also when you said the amount you left on for the Osun State people, Osun State government. You said you left 14 billion. So when you were doing that, I felt you should have just make mention of the debts you also have on ground. Like, okay, I have 76 billion debt on ground, which you need to pay to government. I felt government is something which someone can actually finish. You have to. It's a continuous stuff. Governor in his place, or okay, the government or is just when someone stop, you have to, the next person has to pick from it. So it will be glaring if you just said something like this, or even just make any mention about it. But now you saying the figure which is actually different from what the other one is saying, is something which looks not right, which looks unfair. So we'll still get you updated on latest news about this. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here. Thank you so much.